Father, namaskar, everyone. I am delighted to be with you. I am in a beautiful Aspen, Colorado, speaking at the Aspen Institute in the next half an hour. So I'm going to take leave of you, but I'm honored to be with you. After respected Swami Vigyananandji and Sushil Panditji, so articulated elegantly about the current status of Hindus in North America. And Sushilji talked about 1,000 years. And if you permit me, he reminded me of saying that poet talked about it and said, "Sun gam ke tarane ha, sun gam ke tarane dil दहलेंगे, है पुरजोश कहानी, और याद नहीं तो याद करा दूं, तुमको याद पुरानी." So he reminded us of 1,000 years. But I think at the same time, history is not complete unless we also know that although 1,000 years of foreign domination could not take away from us our identity. But at the same time, the question that we need to ask is, how come we, with all this strength in India, Bharat, that we fell prey to those people who were, as Sushilji said, marauders and came here with a few barbarians and took over the country. That is where, at the present time, as you look back, and I think I need to remind that in the 20th century then, 1925, when Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh began, I think that is at least one part of our history that we need to remember. And the diagnosis at that time by Dr. Hedgewar was that Hindus have never been united to stand against all these assaults. They are spiritually unexcelled in what they have done. They have done in every field, from Kalidas, look at science, look at astrology, look at astronomy. I think you name it, literature, Kalidas. Think about it. What happened? And today I simply want to mention to both Swami Vigyananandji and Sushilji, and then forgive me, I had prepared some remarks, but I think I need to respond and talk in these terms. In North America today, Hindu is awake. Hindu is galvanized. You probably saw that there was an effort by some people to start dismantling Hindutva. Hindu American Foundation, Kona, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, these organizations and some other Hindu organizations stood up. But I want you to know, hundreds of thousands of people not belonging to these organizations, Hindus, they stood up. They said, we want to be counted. So Hindu is galvanized. But at the same time, I also want to mention to Swami Vigyananandji and to Sushilji, you'll be very, very pleased to know that today, Hindu University of America is alive and well. In the last month, two individuals on their own have given $1 million each in order to see that this institution, rooted in Hindu traditions, blossoms. We have got $1 million from other people, and at the present time, we are looking at $8 million in the next year or two so that we can get accreditation. And I want you to know that in this meeting right now, respected Rajesh Shahji, respected Sumitra Gokhaleji, is part of that Hindu Board of Trustees, Hindu Board of Overseers. And so at the present time, we are in this North America with all these organizations working very, very hard 24/7.
Come today to find out more.
I'm sorry. Was there any? Oh, okay. I think everyone is mute. So I think I simply want to start then very briefly to say that the United States has got very rich cultural heritage. And that is because many people from around the world came, contributed, did accomplishments, and I won't go into details, but I simply want you to know that in this country, from 1968, when they started Hispanic Cultural Heritage Week, that was again President Lyndon Johnson. 20 years later, 1988, President Ronald Reagan made this a month. And you probably know, I did not see that, on 14th of September this year, because it is a 15 September to 15 October. That is the Hispanic Heritage Month. President Biden is the one that had presidential proclamation. And in that presidential proclamation, he said that their contributions ought to be recognized. He said that look at the present time, I've got 4 Hispanics in my cabinet. He said there are 16 agencies, Department of Labor, Department of, there are four of their cabinet posts, but at the same time, 16 agencies. And internal affairs, labor, then human services, all that. And the 16 service agencies are working in order to support the Hispanic Heritage Month. Simply to mention to you, there is Black Heritage Month. There is Native American Heritage Month. There is a Jewish Heritage Month. So I think it is the right time that this wonderful initiative has been taken. It started in 2013 with the California state celebrating it. In Toronto, in Canada, they are doing it in November. And I think this initiative, in order to see that not only in this country, but around the world, this Heritage Month is celebrated. All of you have mentioned culture, traditions, arts, festivals, all of those can be celebrated. Obviously, Hindus are doing it, are going to do it. But it's more than that. It is in this country, not only that we are going to celebrate it, we want that people around the country, universities, they celebrate it. My university celebrates several of these months. My university ought to celebrate Hindu Heritage Month in October. Similarly, I feel that around the world today, the need is obvious. I won't repeat what has been said. Hindu contributions in this country to the world throughout these centuries for thousands of years has been absolutely monumental, unexcelled. We are in terms of our own many things. We can talk about literature, we can talk about science, we can obviously talk about spirituality. And we are the ones who, many times I think, when today all over the world, people talk about tolerance, we are the ones who said, not simply tolerance, we accept differences. We respect diversity. We are the ones who have repeated it. I repeat it again. We have said the entire universe, humanity, it's one family. We are the ones who have said not a slogan and reality, because we live that, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. So I think the point simply is that today the need is obvious. You have begun this wonderful initiative. So many Hindu organizations have joined. Hindu has to be assertive today. And I think I simply want to also mention to Sushilji that in battle of narratives, you have got now many young people in this country who have started writing using social media at the present time, reaching out to decision makers, opinion makers, and articulating it in an elegant way, an alternative narrative, in order to see that we can correct all those misinformation and disinformation that is all around. So I simply want to give you one message, and that is that the world is looking for Hindus to have their own values, Hindus to have their own traditions, Hindus to have their culture become a beacon, that it give others that light that has for centuries in Sanatan Dharma given us a lead as to how we should live our life, how we should live in harmony with others. And I think today, what a wonderful beginning, what a very special day. And as we celebrate it, I simply want you to know that I'm looking forward to a day next year when many more countries, not simply in Canada, not simply in the United States, but Hindu Heritage Month becomes a tradition. Hindu Heritage Month becomes one of those salient features. It can be in New Zealand, it's in Australia, in the United Kingdom, in African countries. And Sumitraji, respected Sumitraji, who travels all around the world, I would, I hope that he's going to share with us that the time has come. And so my congratulations. I'm looking forward to be a part of it. And as a servant, along with all of you, looking forward to see that Hindu Heritage Month becomes a very, very usual, normal feature, but a feature that's simply not Hindus, but others celebrate. That our culture has got its own imprint upon literature and all that we do. My Sadar Namaskar and Pranam to everybody.